So you want to start planning a Europe trip. Where do you start? There are so many questions running through your mind. Where should I go? How much time do I need? What will I do while I'm there? How do I get around? What do I pack? The list seems never-ending. I feel you, my friend, and that's why I wanted to create this guide for you. Though these examples are specific to Europe, you can apply these same steps to any international trip. Getting started. Planning a trip to Europe can seem like a lot, but starting early makes it easier. Begin at least 6 months ahead to find good deals and book places to stay before they fill up. While you don't need to book everything right away, having a clear budget, timeline, and goals will help a lot. One of the first things to handle is your passport. If you don't have one yet, apply as soon as possible, as it can take up to 6 months. Make sure your passport is valid for at least 6 months after you arrive in Europe. This simple step avoids any last-minute problems. So if you ever had a trip delayed because of a passport issue, you probably know the struggle, right? The next step is deciding how much time and money you have for your trip. These two things will guide all your other decisions. If you're traveling during busy times, try to avoid popular holidays to skip big crowds and higher prices. Even if you only have a week, you can still have a great time. Choosing where to go in Europe can be exciting, but also tricky. If this is your first time and you're a native English speaker, the United Kingdom and Ireland are great places to start. Think about your travel style. Do you love nature or big cities? Also, keep your budget and travel time in mind. Once you know where you want to go, dive into the details. Look up the entry rules for each country, check flight prices, and think about how you'll get around. Knowing these things ahead of time will make your trip smoother. After doing some research, you can choose your final destination and start planning your trip. Creating your itinerary. Now that you've chosen a destination, it's time to plan your Europe trip itinerary. This guide walks you through 6 key steps, from entry requirements to booking flights and hotels. By following these steps, you'll make sure your trip is well organized and stress-free. When planning your itinerary, start by picking a few must-see spots and plan your days around them. Local tourism websites are a great way to find ideas for activities. Try to schedule 1 or 2 big activities per day and leave time for unexpected surprises, like a cute cafe or interesting shop you stumble upon. This way, you can enjoy both planned adventures and fun moments that just happen along the way. To book flights and hotels, start by finding cheap flights online and plan your trip based on those dates. Then, book hotels that match your travel schedule. Always book flights directly with the airline to make handling issues easier. Traveling around Europe is easy with public transport, which is cheap and efficient. If you're going to several cities, think about getting a rail or bus pass. Save important locations on Google Maps and check if you need paper tickets or can use apps. Look up popular sites and activities before you go and book tickets early for busy spots. City passes, like GoCity, can save you money and might include public transport, making your trip simpler and more budget-friendly. Preparing for departure. Planning a trip to Europe involves a few last-minute steps before you leave. You've already picked your destination and done the main planning, so now it's time to focus on the details. First, consider getting travel insurance. It might seem like an extra cost, but it can save you a lot of trouble if things go wrong, like flight cancellations. Next, make sure you know what to do when you get to your destination. Packing can be tricky, but try to take only what you really need, especially if you're flying with a budget airline that has strict luggage rules. Practice packing to make sure everything fits. If you're staying for more than a week, plan to do some laundry. Also, don't forget to pack a travel adapter for your electronics. Most of Europe uses the same type, but it's good to double-check. Before you leave, let your bank and credit card companies know where you're going so you can use your cards without problems. Check with your phone provider about international plans or consider getting a local SIM card when you arrive. At home, make sure everything is sorted out. Put a hold on your mail, arrange care for pets or plants, and maybe leave a light on for security. Keep a copy of your important documents, like your passport, in a safe place and share these details with a trusted friend or family member. On the day of your departure, make sure you know how you'll get to the airport and allow extra time to avoid rushing. For long flights, bring snacks, entertainment, and essentials like a refillable water bottle and a spare change of clothes. Arriving in your destination. Congratulations on reaching Europe. Now let's get started on your adventure. First, you'll need to go through passport control. This usually takes a little time. Just wait in line, answer a few questions about your trip, and get your passport stamped. After that, head to baggage claim and look for an ATM if you need to get some local cash. To keep your belongings safe, use common sense. Don't bring too many valuable items. Use hotel safes or lockers if available. When out, keep your wallet and passport in a secure part of your bag. If you're not carrying a bag, use zippered pockets and be careful where you put your stuff. For shopping, you might find different stores for different things, like cheese or fresh produce. Use Google Maps to find and bookmark these shops. Exploring local stores can be a fun part of your trip. To overcome language barriers, learn a few basic phrases in the local language. Even though many people in tourism speak English, knowing a few local words helps. If you need more help, use Google Translate or a picture book for travelers. I hope these tips help make your trip smoother. Now get out there. The world is waiting for you.